Too much sanity may be madness, and the maddest of all, to see life as it is and not as it should be. Diligence is the mother of good fortune, and idleness, its opposite, never brought a man to the goal of any of his best. He who loses wealth loses much, he who loses a friend loses more, but he that loses his courage loses. From reading too much, and sleeping too little, his brain dried up on him and he lost his judgment. Love and war are the same thing, and stratagems and policy are as allowable in the one as in the other. Truth may be stretched, but cannot be broken, and always gets above falsehood, as does oil above water. The gratification of wealth is not found in mere possession or in lavish expenditure, but in its wise application. The bow cannot always stand bent, nor can human frailty subsist without some lawful recreation. It seldom happens that any felicity comes so pure as not to be tempered and allayed by some mixture of sorrow. The most difficult character in comedy is that of the fool, and he must be no simpleton that plays that part. That's the nature of women, not to love when we love them, and to love when we love them not. Liberty, as well as honor, man ought to preserve at the hazard of his life, for without it life is insupportable. There are only two families in the world, my old grandmother used to say, the haves and the have-nots. Truth indeed rather alleviates than hurts, and will always bear up against falsehood, as oil does above water. There is also this benefit in brag, that the speaker is unconsciously expressing his own ideal. Humor him by all means, draw it all out, and hold him to it. Modesty, 'tis a virtue not often found among poets, for almost every one of them thinks himself the greatest in the world. I have always heard, Sancho, that doing good to base fellows is like throwing water into the sea. I believe there's no proverb but what is true. They are all so many sentences and maxims drawn from experience, the universal mother of sciences. Be a terror to the butchers, that they may be fair in their weight, and keep hucksters and fraudulent dealers in awe, for the same reason. One of the most considerable advantages the great have over their inferiors is to have servants as good as themselves.